Hey everybody, it's Declan here. I hope you're all well. A little bit of an impromptu Saturday session. As I mentioned on day 3, it's midterm break. I'm away in Galway at a friend's house with my wife and kids, and so they're like our besties. You know, we've got two moms and dads get on very well, and then the 3 kids are all on the same age. So it's something we look forward to every year to come and meet, and we keep the plans fairly loose. It is the weekend. We're turning it into a long weekend. Actually, we're giving the kids Monday off so that they can trick or treat in the big smoke. Where we live is very rural and there's not a lot of trick or treating, so we're going to be here where there's hundreds of houses in Athenry going door to door. So yeah, we've decided to do something at 1 p.m. So I brought the Magic Book Day 6 forward to today. Sunday will probably be around 1 o'clock, but again, I'm going to keep it loose. I said that during the week that we're perfectly imperfect at times. Monday to Friday will be very easy to schedule. We had an awful lot of things booked throughout this 28-day period already coming into October, November, and then we just got a brainwave a few weeks ago. It's like, you know what? I'd love to do 28 days of gratitude again. So it's something that we're really hearing a lot of great feedback from all of you through your success advisors and directly through your comments. And I know we've a very easygoing and understanding bunch of followers that say, okay, today they will 5 at 12 and tomorrow it'll be 1. But Monday to Friday, it'll be, you know, especially after midterm, it's all going to settle down into a steady flow. But that's the most important thing, is that everyone's doing it and sticking at it and enjoying it. And I see that happening an awful lot. So today is called the Magic of Work. Now, when people work with us in our academy, the very first thing they start out with is getting a balance right about your personal and professional life. Some people go, yeah, you know what, I'm fine with my personal life. It's just really work that I need help with. And others will say, you know, I'm fairly nailed down what I'm doing professionally. I don't need anything in that front, just a little bit of help trying to get my mindset correctly. Well, if they knew what they needed, they wouldn't be talking to me. So what we actually do is say, just trust us and follow that you do need to focus on both aspects. Because, and ask yourself this question, when you're at work, do you 100% switch off from the home life? Of course we don't. We get messages from home. We might get a phone call from the school. We might get a message from another parent saying, have you heard what happened at school today? Or have you heard what's going on here? You know, are you going to the match on Friday? Your personal life is always trickling into your professional life. And when you're off and you're having dinner, like even for example, what a wonderful, beautiful roller coaster of a day it was yesterday. I had the honor of being, myself and my wife, having a quick chat with Bob Proctor, because it was a recognition that myself and our incredible team are right up at the very top across the whole world. There's 1 or 2 other companies out there that are doing a little bit better than ourselves on the balance sheets, I think. But other than that, we're right up there in the very top, and that was recognized yesterday. So it was a lovely call between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. My wife was by my side, and I was sent out a little pin of recognition, and she put that on my lapel. So it was a lovely moment to have a conversation with my peers across the world, and for Bob to acknowledge the journey that myself and the guys have been on. And it was lovely. And then, like, the minute I get off the call, there's a message that somebody near and dear to me was heading close to his last few moments. And unfortunately, that's the way it transpired. And a very dear person close to me just said goodbye to this world last night at 4:30. So these are what happens. You know, you have the ups and downs of life. You have your business life, and you have your professional life, and you have your personal life, and they're always blended together. So the magic of work is important to bring into this, because, you know, I mean, when you were in primary school or in secondary school, this person walked in, and to you, they're somebody who walks through that door, and they're there to do English or Irish or French. But as you get older, you realize teachers, the guards, doctors, all the people that you rely on throughout your life, and they're always there. You forget that they have, and as you grow up and become a grown-up and have children and responsibilities, you realize that all these members of society are all doing their work as well. But their work isn't all of their life. They've got people passing away, they've got people visiting, they've got to get home and get the dinner on. Everybody's got some work to do. So the magic of work is a really nice chapter that she popped in there. Today, myself and June and the kids are going to experience something that the guys who live here, it's pretty common. You know, you walk a couple of 100 yards down the road and you're on a train, and you get the train into Galway City, and you get out, and you can breeze about, and you can get back on the train, and it's like a door-to-door train service. It's fantastic. That to them is pretty ordinary. To us, it's a big novelty. And you know, we could just get on, but I'll be making sure to say hello to the the conductors and everybody who works at the station, and anybody who's around town doing whatever jobs, just really recognizing people for their work. We'll go to the markets, and there's going to be people there who their work is to create soaps and cheeses and breads and donuts and homemade little salad dressings and all that stuff, and acknowledge them for their work and say, hello, this is beautiful. Did you make this yourself? This is fantastic. So really sprinkling a bit of gratitude and magic on people for their work today. So that's something I'm going to do. Let's get into chapter 6. It's called Works Like Magic. Tom Robbins, a writer, said, if you take any activity, any art, any discipline, and any skill, take it and push it as far as it'll go, push it beyond where it has ever been before, push it to the wildest edges of edges, and then you force it into the realm of magic. Yeah, that was part of that call yesterday, recognizing all of the top kind of consultants in the world. And we started talking about various little kind of figures and statistics and stuff. And they're all the same faces that I started working with a few years ago. When I started working with Bob Proctor, this consulting division that I'm part of, was really kind of just getting going, finding their feet a little bit. And it's become something pretty powerful. We were talking about numbers and different things, but these are all lives changed as well. We were talking about the thousands of people around the world who are studying the material we teach, because we are the people that are out there saying, this is what we do, and if you want to do it, here we are. But when we talk about numbers, their lives, and that was something that we really are conscious of throughout our work. But the faces I was looking at that were being celebrated, I remember us doing exactly what Tom Robbins says here. Take it and push it as far as it'll go. So we used to have a limited awareness of what it took. I remember talking to some of my colleagues yesterday about, I live in Valentia Island, which is just one of the peninsulas in the country. So you're very, very far. If you're in Donegal or Connemara or South Kerry or West Cork, you're pretty much out on the edge. And Dublin and Limerick and Galway and all these destinations they're a bit of a drive. Even going to Killarney or Tralee is a bit of a drive for anybody from where we live. And I remember driving. One guy messaged me one night about, I really love what you do. I'd like to study with you, and can you meet me? I was like, absolutely. And I was just getting started. And you do anything to try and get a client and to work with somebody and teach them. And I got into my car and I drove. I said to June, look, I think this is going to be my first client or something like that. And I drove all the way from Valentia Island to where is the place that University of Limerick is? Castletroy. And there's a Costa in Castletroy, and I drove all the way there and met somebody there, and the meeting didn't go as I planned or as I wanted to, and I drove back home, and I remember thinking, this can't be the way. You'll drive 3.5 hours up, have a coffee with someone, drive 3.5 hours home, and come home empty-handed. But I didn't come home empty-handed. I came home with a wealth of experience and a wealth of thinking and time and all that. And what I did then was I took my opportunity and I pushed it as far as I could go, as far as it could go, and then it went beyond where it's ever been before. So the people that I was being celebrated alongside yesterday have done that. We've taken the glass ceiling off what's possible and taken it to another level and taken it to another level. You see, everything you need to make your goals and dreams a reality in personal and professional world is there. It's just waiting for your arrival. It's waiting for you to push past your own present limited vibrational resonance that you're at. So for example, if I go into a gym this week and I decide that I'm going to lift this set of weights this many times, and if it's beyond where I've ever been before, chances are if I try and lift that one weight, it will not happen. But if I commit that 30 days from today, I will easily lift that weight, then what I need to do is lower down the sets of weights and do more repetition and build up and build up and build up, i.e. taking my goal at hand, pushing it as far as it's going to go and pushing it beyond where it's gone before, build my body up, build its ability to lift heavier things throughout the 30 days. And I'm pretty confident in 30 days time I will bend down and lift that set of weights. That's what it's like when a lot of people bounce away from a beautiful idea that they've had. I can run my own business, I could be my own boss, I could do this, do that. And then they stop because they have this invisible cage around them, which is called our self-image. So I wasn't born, Declan, head of this company and has this vision for where it's going to go and creating a studio and a podcast and, growing our followers to 1 million. And and having all this team and all these, that they're living their best lives, all that stuff. There is no way in the wide earthly world that a very scared, a very financially insecure version of me 5 years ago could have contemplated what I'm doing now. But that man, who I'm forever grateful for, pushed past where he's ever gone before, invested in himself like he had never done before. He didn't even have money to take June and the kids on holiday. I felt so irresponsible. I was like, if I'm spending money on anything, it should be on paying off one of the credit cards. Or if I'm spending money on anything, it should be taking them on that holiday they never get to go on. If I'm going to spend money on anything, it should be, putting a proper car under our backsides and not that thing, So I pushed myself beyond where I have ever gone before. And on the other, just on that next level, everything that I'm seeking is also seeking me. So when you're at home today, you can tune from Radio Kerry or West Limerick FM or Red FM or whatever, and you can switch in a second to Today FM or to Spin Southwest or to Lyric, just like that. One touch of a button, the car you're driving hundreds of miles an hour to 100 miles an hour, whatever, can just pick up another station like that. This miracle just picks up a station. You go from frequency to frequency like that, and everything you want to hear in Lyric is coming into your car. But the minute you push that button, now it comes in and through the speaker and fills up the car with noise and fills up your ears. You've pushed the button very simply, but you accept that as a fact. Well, I mean, Declan, everyone does that. You just go from Lyric to 2FM to Today FM. That's it. That's what's so incomprehensible, is that the word, to a lot of people, that you can go from being broke and living like this and being frustrated to living in opulence. But you got to just push yourself beyond if you want to. And that's why I was just in the next room, just lying down, just one of these moments where our kids are playing with their kids and the adults can just go, I'm just going to take a minute to lie down. It's like, yeah, let's do that. And then June popped in and she lay down, and we were just looking up at the ceiling and we were chit-chatting about things and just kind of reflecting on yesterday's call and how did this happen and how did you get here and all this stuff and where are we going next and where do you want to go professionally, where do you want to go personally. You see, what's the word we're using? Where do you want to go? When you get clear on your wants, the desire does something to the chemistry of your body. You know what that's like with a child. When they desire something, they are obsessed about it, they're magnificently focused on it, and they tend to make it very clear to you what they want. That's the way we need to be when we think about a want, a goal, something far beyond what we believe in our little invisible boxes that we're capable of doing. If somebody said, you have a goal and you've got to have this goal achieved by next Thursday, or else something's going to happen to somebody else, you'll turn up the dial, you'll go for it. But when it's for ourselves, we tend to turn down the dial and postpone it or procrastinate. And I don't know why that is. It seems to be fear, it seems to be perception, whatever it is, but we instinctively go, no, I don't deserve it, I'm putting that over there. But if someone said it's for your neighbor down the street because they're sick and they need help, no problem, I'll do it. I don't need to sleep tonight, I'll stay through the night to make sure that happens. So we just got to get into our wants, we got to get into our desire. And here in Athenry, God forbid if they heard there was a child in need that needed a few $100,000 to get to America for an operation or something like that, they would accept the idea, and the desire is straight into the veins without question. When it's about ourselves, our own development, our own wants and wishes and dreams, we tend to not allow that desire to be a magnificent obsession right in front of our eyes. We tend to go, I don't deserve, put to the side, okay, what else can I do to fill the days? So Works Like Magic starts off with a beautiful quote, and he says, again, take any activity, any art, any discipline, anything, and push it beyond as far as it will go. You see, when the town is faced with something, we have to push beyond. We want to push beyond. What's the outcome we want? We want to see that child better. We want this to succeed. So when we go beyond ourselves and we'll immediately the doors open. People say, it's by luck and it's by chance, but it's not. It really works directly by the laws. And if you follow those laws of perpetual transformation of energy, turning something into something else, an idea into a reality. So how can it be that a person who's born into total poverty and starts out with absolutely nothing and has very little education, goes on to become a president or a very famous celebrity, or like Sylvester Stallone, celebrity, an artist, a painter, a director, a philanthropist, and he started out with very, very little, if nothing at all? How is it that two people can start out on the same career, yet one person's career goes from success to even greater success, while another person's finds themselves working themselves into the ground with very little success, no matter how hard they try? The missing link to success is gratitude. Because according to the law of attraction, you have to be grateful for what you have to attract to get success to come to you. So without gratitude, it's impossible to have permanent success. Because you know why? It will find you and you can lose it again if you're not grateful. Remember, I talked a few days ago about that string that connects us to it seems like an invisible string, connects us like the old umbilical cord we had for our mom. It's that is so present throughout, for however long you're connected to your mom that way. Is it 7 months? Is it the full 9 months? However long it is, it's so permanent for that stage of your life. But we got to make that permanent connection between ourselves and the universe through the power of gratitude, to bring success or increase the good things that are coming to you through your job or your work, like certain opportunities, promotions, money, brilliant new ideas, inspirations, and appreciations. It's essential to be very, very grateful for your job or for your work. And the more gratitude you have, the more you will have to be grateful for. And should you be getting the idea by now that to increase anything in your life that you already have, you've got to be grateful for what you already have. When you are grateful for your job, you will automatically give more to your work. I think we see that a lot in people. Going back to my days in the hotels, there was people that dragged their backsides, and there was people that over and above showed up early, pristinely presentable, ready to go and stay till the end, and just the top attitude. They always seem to get the extra shifts, get the extra tips. They always seem to get that thing. I noticed it from a very, very early age on, and I noticed that going the extra mile seemed to not just get the praise and adulation from the boss, it just seemed to make your whole professional life more agreeable, more enjoyable. There's a quote by a man called Dean Briggs, and I don't know if I'll nail it like Bob does, but he says, do your work, not just your work and no more, but that little bit more for the lavishing sake, that little bit more, which is worth all the rest. And he goes, put your heart in it. And if you doubt as though you must, and if you fear as though you must, do your work, and the sky will clear, and out of the clouds and difficulties will be born the supreme joy of living. Do your work. So that's almost right. But he says, do your work, but not just your work, but that little bit more for the lavishing sake. That becomes a bit addictive, I remember a really popular gentleman in our academy saying that early on. He said how in his short while in the academy, he's seen that we always trying to improve things. It was around the turn of the year last year, and we added more and we added more, and we're already thinking of other ways we can add more. This is an example of, giving more than expected of us. We have a dedication to spread this information to as many people as possible. So therefore, sure, we can do our Saturdays and our mornings, our evenings, and our 6 a.m.s and all that, because we realize that a lot of companies spend an awful lot of time thinking about the how, and we are connected to our why. And when you're connected to your why, me and all of the team, they're always bringing new and beautiful and perfect ideas. How can we make it better for the general public to get this information into their homes? It's going beyond, it's doing your work with that little bit more for the lavishing sake. You see, a lot of people are missing a trick. They're focusing on systems and practices and forgetting a little bit about, even branding and this type of stuff. Focus is probably the only time that a person would say, okay, what are we about? What is our message? What are we trying to give to the general public? But it's almost done in a kind of cynical way to increase the bottom line and increase profits. And when we get to help a company or, a sole trader or an individual or an SME, we see how even if the manager, even if the owner starts to trickle some of this energy around the place, the flow of business starts to increase. And going back over 100 years, James Allen wrote a book called As a Man Thinketh. And there's a chapter at the end of that book called Serenity. And in that chapter, there's a line that says, even the ordinary trader will see their business prosperity increases when they become a serene individual who keeps their hand firmly on the helm of thought. Thinking is so overlooked. And we think we're thinking when we're bothering ourselves with the day-to-day. But if a person stops and sits back and thinks about why they're doing their carpentry job, why they are a plasterer, why they became a plasterer, why they are chasing walls, why is this my job? Why did I do this? What do I get out of it? What can I give to it? How can I do this more? How can I enjoy this more? If you own a hair salon, how can I touch the lives of every single person that comes through that door for an inquiry, to make a booking, can I have a little box of sweets on the counter that I can say, there, have a sweet now. They've just come in to make a booking, or somebody who's coming in to get a flyer, and how can I change the lives of the girls the girls and the fellas who are coming in today to spend Saturday in my salon cutting hair? How can I make all of their lives, every single one of them, that little bit better today? So do your work, but not just your work, but that little bit more for lavishing's sake. It really increases your business prosperity and increases your enjoyment of it, and it blends that lovely feeling of your professional and personal life blending together. So when you're grateful for your job, you'll automatically give more to your work, and then you'll give more to your work, you'll increase the money and the success that is returned to you. If you're not grateful for your job, you're going to automatically give a lot less. When you give less, you decrease what comes back to you. And as a result, you will never be happy at your work. You'll never give more than you have, and your job or work will stagnate and probably eventually deteriorate, which could mean losing your job. Remember, for those who do not have gratitude, even what they have will be taken from them. The amount you give in gratitude is exactly proportional. I'll say it again. The amount you give in gratitude is exactly proportional to the amount you receive in return. You control the amount you receive and the amount of gratitude you give. If you're a business owner, your business's value will increase or decrease according to your gratitude. When people are doing really, really not so well, and they're so bloody hard on themselves, I see them break through if they follow and do what I ask them to do and get into the material. It's one of the things that the team noticed when they started working with me, was they knew me as a coach, and that's my relationship to them. They probably expected, then they went behind the curtain a little bit, that I was going to be different, and I was going to be, okay guys, we got some sales to make and we got some this to do. But I'm perpetually saying, how do you want this to fare out today? Look, I don't care, I don't mind if you've, let's say, 10 new people and they've come into your life because I've invested money for you to have this relationship with them and to get to know them, and hopefully they'll become a member. How are you enjoying your life? Are you enjoying your role? What can I do to help you? Is there anything more we can do? You got to get into the spirit of it, because if they see me being cynical about the result that I want, then it's going against the whole flow that I've said to the universe how I want this to go. You can trust me to send me hundreds of people. I'm going to help them to discover this material, to do it well, to collaborate well, to get on well together, to have a wonderful, thriving community of people all over Ireland and beyond Ireland, studying thoughts become things, law of attraction, law of vibration together. And you can trust me with them. Send me on these people, and then we deliver on that promise. If we're given clients, we say, I'm so grateful, thank you so much. And then we think, how can we make it better? How can we make it better? And then all of the 95%, which is all of the 5%, which is the mechanics, have live calls, teach them stuff, do so that. But it's all of the success comes in the mindset. It's 95% of it comes through the mindset. And people are using this beautiful God-given talent of creative knowledge, sometimes on a very low vibrational state. They're using high vibrational material in a low body state because they haven't given enough of their day to gratitude. It's really vital. This is day 6 of 28. You can't but get it into your veins and into your cells more and more every day that passes. But just think to yourself today, how much more grateful can I be? And when you start being grateful for all of the situations, I learned an awful lot about myself from very, very difficult business situations over the last 2 years. Bob, that was the question he asked me yesterday. He goes, what would you say to somebody starting out in this industry? And I said, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Stop thinking it's not working. This is part of your journey. If you're absolutely flying it and all of a sudden it slows down, who are you to say that's a slowing down period? Who are you to say that's a contraction of your business? Maybe the good God has given you that pause. It's probably the greatest gift you've been given, is those couple of weeks maybe where the flow of prospects has stopped, maybe where everybody seems to be going to the other restaurant and not yours, maybe where all of a sudden you've gotten 3 people handing in their notice. Maybe that's making way for 3 other replacements to come in and bring your business to the next level. Don't assume that every time you've been from over the last week, how many times did you go around the bend in a car and there was another car coming and you both met perfectly going around the bend and there wasn't a collision? Like, what about every time you, I don't know, went up a ladder or went up stood on a chair to get something out of the press and it didn't fall this week and you didn't injure yourself. You see, we take it for granted how often we're being taken care of and protected. Yet when something like that goes against us in our work, we immediately presume it's a problem, and we can get into that energy. And I can still see it probably about this far away from me. I can see, like, as I said yesterday, 1 minute I'm having a glass of Moët with my wife and two of my best friends celebrating our business success. And the next minute there's a message about a loved one. And then there's a message from the accountant about, okay, just one thing has shown up and it flagged up and it was going to cost many, many thousands in tax, which is due tomorrow, the last day of the thing. And I said, you know, you're going from a high to a, okay, I got to deal with this. But it was like Dylan saying, do you want to play football, Dad? Or somebody saying, can you go out to the car and get my jacket? I don't get the heart palpitations anymore if there's a difficulty with perhaps a client is going through some difficulties or something, anything. One of the team has a little wobble and they need some help. I don't get emotionally involved in the difficulty. I see it, I'm aware of it, and I'm grateful that I have a team that might need a little bit of help. I'm grateful that I have a client that might need a little bit of help. I'm so grateful that somebody I love, who I've had an opportunity to love for many, many years, you know, I get to go through this experience with them where they're transitioning. And, you know, you can honestly put gratitude into everything and it makes you healthier and happier. What did they say on day 4 about health? It's an antiviral, antibacterial, whatever else he said, antiseptic. Because when you don't your emotions are very powerful for creating the life you want to live. But if we're getting those dragged around through fear, doubt, worry, envy, guilt, shame, regret, it really deteriorates our creative essence. So you can see all of the other little bits in your work life as gifts. Okay, it's a difficult situation, but I love that this person is in my life and I can deal with this little bit of difficulty now, and then we'll move past it together. You know, it's a very advanced way to run a company, to run your salon, to run your beauticians, to run your painting, your artist's business, your life as a writer, your life as a lawyer. It's very easy and a very beautiful way to create anything in your work life. So let's go to what's necessary today when it goes to works like magic, and this is your task for today. So thank you for being here with me today, and I want you to enjoy all of your Saturday. And then I think I'll probably do 1 o'clock tomorrow, and then Monday I think someone is going to substitute in for me. Oh no, I'm doing 7 p.m. Monday. So tomorrow I'll more than likely be 1. Monday will be 7 p.m. Okay, and then we'll be back to a regular 1 o'clock slot throughout next week. So for day 6. Repeat the steps 1 to 3 of your magic practice number 1, i.e. count your 10 blessings. Make a list of these blessings. Write down why you are grateful for each one. Reread your list and then say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel the gratitude for each one. While you're at work today, so look, it's a Saturday. Many people are not at work. They're at home still because of working from home and stuff like that. Still, you can do this today. Imagine you've got an invisible manager that's following you around and they're taking notes of every time that you find something to be grateful for. So forget it, even if it's not at work. Like, you could look and say, oh my God, my desk is so messy. But you could say, I'm so grateful for all the little trinkets that the children bought me that messed up my desk. Like, there's a little plaster of Paris fish my daughter made for me in the creche. She's 11 now, but she made it when she was about 4. There's a picture saying, this is the hand you used to hold when I was 3 3/4 years old, from Joni. You know, there's these things around there. They're not a mess. They're little memories. You know, it's not, I had it stuck up in the wall, but maybe it fell down on the desk, you know. So look around at things you can be grateful for in your house. I'm grateful for that gift I got from Auntie Bridie, who's not with us anymore. And I'm grateful for, look at those doors. I'm grateful for the lads that hung the doors. I'm so grateful for the money I had to buy that piano or whatever it may be. So go around today, and your job is to try and start noticing things you can be so grateful for. While there's a manager like breathing over your neck, kind of going, hey, have you noticed, where's your, you know, are you on target? Have you seen enough things to be grateful for? So your job today is to look for as many things that you can be grateful for. Have your manager make a note every time you find something you're grateful for by saying, I'm grateful for the kettle that I bought in Home Store or whatever. I'm grateful for the kettle, and feel as grateful for it as you can. You can think of all the times you made tea or coffee for friends who visited and be grateful for their friendship. Like, I love that ripple effect. You know, if I'm grateful for the car, then I'm grateful for the tires. I'm grateful for the company that made the tires. I'm grateful for the people who made the lunches while their loved one went out to work in the tire factory. I'm grateful for, you know, I'm grateful for the paint. I'm grateful for the people who spray painted the car. You can really ripple this out, you know. So just before you go to sleep tonight, don't forget to hold your magic rock. Mine has come to Galway with me in my pocket. Before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you, for the very best thing that happened today. So I did that last night, and the second, of course, that I was saying thank you for the good things that had happened yesterday, I was very, very aware of the contrast of those, and then I just thanked for those as well, because I remember what I said in this particular call today. I don't see the problems as traditionally probably as problems as you would see them. I see them as opportunities. I had a few very, very difficult phone calls to make in 2021, and I knew that those phone calls equipped me with certain new attributes to get our company to the next level. And regardless of what comes along, I said to June the other day, we were talking about something pretty heavy, and I said to her, in the same way that I had something to learn about myself in the summer when XYZ happened, this is exactly what's happening again. It's just building strength in me, because I have more ambitious goals. One is for 2025, September 2025, my 45th birthday. I wrote a letter to somebody last year, and I didn't sign it. And I said, I want you to keep this letter, and I'm going to walk in and fulfill this prophecy, I suppose, on the 25th of September 2025. I don't know if they've kept it or not. I hope they have. I signed it, dated it, and I'm going to do it. I know that the man I am today is not the man that's walking into that room in September 25th. So I'm aware that I've put out there what I want, and I'm aware that I'm being given certain challenges to develop as a man who is going to achieve those things. That's the way you can look at problems as well. Okay, it's extraordinary. You know, I was in the hotel yesterday morning, and there was a gentleman there, and uses a wheelchair to get around, and you know, I had a nice conversation with him about different things, about Kerry and Clare and traveling and all that. And of course, you can just move away from that moment and just be very, you know, I'm so grateful. Like, he didn't. It just gave me an opportunity to just have a very, very quick moment to be just very obviously grateful. I'm blessed that I can use my legs and move around the way I am. I don't think he didn't strike me as a type of a gentleman that thought any different about the way he moves around. It was not, none of the conversation was around his own levels of ability. It was just around anything but. And I think we can see moments of gratitude without having to go to those deep moments of, I should be grateful for what I have. Look at these people and how difficult it is for them, because that's actually being hard on yourself. Just don't compare why you should be more grateful. Just look for what you can be grateful for. Okay. The best way for us to change our life, to change our results, is work on the new ones without having to work on the old ones. Work on your new mindset. Start thinking about the person you want to become and how they would deal with it, rather than having to go back and change everything here. Okay. We make a new life and a new surroundings that makes the old problems seem very insignificant. So I'm grateful for all of my MSIs, multiple sources of income, and the incomes I earn from my job, and I'm grateful for the team, and thank you. So let me see who said that. Hello, Orla, good to see you here. Good morning, everyone. Have a happy and safe Halloween. That's a nice message. You know, I was over in Spain for Saint San Juan Day. So I think it's the 15th of June, a couple of years ago, and oh my God, they go crazy for fireworks. It was down in Salou. They went crazy for fireworks. I kind of would like to see it happen, as much as it mightn't be too nice for the dogs. I'd like to see the amount of fireworks going off that night was incredible. But it would have been nice if they stopped at 1 o'clock in the morning or 12. They went on till 3 or 4 in the morning, and we all had to fly the next day. We were cranky pantses, I can tell you. I don't know who's heading off to the airport the next morning, but it would be nice now to hear a few bangers tonight and a few fireworks. So Sarah Jane is here. She says, good morning, watching in between clients. Good on you. Let's see if a few fireworks. Oh, yeah. Peter, I got to go back to work soon. John, actually, sorry. I got to go back to work soon. Thanks, Declan. I'm grateful to have you and your team to help me to find the new me. Fair play, buddy. It was Michael that said, I'm grateful for all of my MSIs I earn from my job. I'm grateful for the team. Amanda, hey, Amanda, good to see you here. I saw your live video. Well done. Looking good on the screen. Very confident and speaking well. Sarah Jane as well, yes, says have watching between clients. Okay, so that's it. I'll aim for 1 o'clock tomorrow, and then 7 p.m. Monday, and then it will be 1 o'clock like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The following week, I'm at a retreat with the Wim Hof method, the breathing and the sitting and the ice baths and all that. So my team will probably be helping me out with some of those chapters, like day 12 or day 13. So as I said, we're all in this together. We're all going to go through it. It mightn't be absolutely regimental every day, and it might be a different host, but the important thing is that we're sticking together. We're doing the magic book. Please remember, anybody can catch up with us at any time. They can start a few days later. So take our group, the 7 levels of awareness, share it out, and tell people you're doing this, and let's spread a bit more gratitude throughout our beautiful country and beyond. Take care, everyone. Thanks for being with me today. And Patrick, keep up the good work. Well done. And thank you, Patrick. Great stuff. All right, everybody. We shall chat to you all tomorrow. Take care. Have a beautiful Saturday. Bye.